In the future, the country holds an annual competition called the Long Walk, in which 50 young men participate. The task is to complete a multi-kilometer route. The grand prize is a large sum of money and the fulfillment of one wish. Raymond receives a notification confirming his voluntary application for the Long Walk. He has been given the rare honor of representing his state as a symbol of hope during the current difficult economic situation. The message instructs him to arrive at the starting line on March 1st at 8 a.m. Raymond's mother drives him to the gathering point. She does not understand why he wants to take part in the walk. Raymond asks her to drop the subject to him. This is the only way out of their financial problems. Before leaving, she gives him some cookies. He promises that he will definitely come back. Raymond meets another participant, Peter. They quickly become friends and meet other walkers: Hank, Barkovich, Baker, Stebbins, and Curly, the smallest contestant. Soon, the local overseer arrives. The major tells everyone to sit down and reminds them of the 13th rule: save your energy whenever possible. Then he calls the players one by one so they can collect their tags. After that, they must form groups of 5 in any order they choose. After their country survived a war, the government created the Long Walk year after year. People are led to believe that the winner will have any wish granted. From this moment on, the boys must walk, and only one of them will become the winner. They must maintain a speed of at least 5 kilometers per hour. If their speed drops, they receive a warning. If they fail to regain speed within 10 seconds, they get a second warning. After the third warning, they are eliminated. If they maintain the required pace for an hour, one warning is erased. Stepping onto the roadside means immediate disqualification. There is only one winner, and there is no finish line. The major fires his gun into the air, marking the start. The participants are surprised that the road they are walking seems completely empty. Hank suggests they smile. They are being filmed by hidden cameras. The group completes 5 miles. Walker number 38 receives his first warning. Some believe this is a strategy. Get a warning early while they still have strength, so it can later be erased. Walker number 5 kneels to tie his shoelaces. He does it so slowly that he receives 3 warnings. A soldier is about to eliminate him, but Barkovich stands up and starts walking again. Barkovich believes this stunt will earn him a break. The problem is that now he must walk for 3 hours without stopping. At the 7th mile, they discuss what wish they would ask for if they won. For Raymond, the prize is not important. He believes the system intentionally drives people into a corner, forcing young men to submit applications for the walk. Peter promises that if he wins, he will take the money and use it for many good deeds. They are interrupted by Harkness, who wants to note their numbers so he can write a book about the Long Walk someday. Suddenly, Curly's leg cramps. Raymond helps him stabilize his pace, but the pain intensifies and Curly collapses onto the road. After receiving all his warnings, he is eliminated. Raymond was shocked by what he saw. At the 17th mile, his strength was slowly fading. Peter reminded him that there was no finish line at all, and that thought put heavy pressure on the mind. At this moment, he could not think about the end. He had to focus on real problems like how to endure the heat. Pearson ran up and pointed at a girl who had written down Raymond's number. Peter found it amusing, saying that Raymond had gotten himself a personal fan. They had been taught that they should not befriend other participants, but their little group was worth breaking that rule. Player number 1 felt sick and dropped out. At the 25th mile, Barkovich used a new tactic. He mocked another participant. The guy tried to hit him, but stumbled and was eliminated. Other players accused Barkovich of being a real killer. A few miles later, another guy dropped out. At the 35th mile, night approached. Soldiers turned on the floodlights. Raymond wanted to say something, but needed to wait until morning. Already at night, Peter woke Raymond up. He had literally been walking in his sleep and received a warning. It was 3:45 on the clock. For the last few hours, Raymond had been walking half asleep. His brain was using every bit of the body's strength. Even Peter managed to get some sleep. He was amazed at what their bodies were capable of. Raymond received several more warnings. Peter encouraged him, asking him to push through for 3 more hours, and then everything would be cleared. Raymond snapped, saying that Peter secretly dreamed of the moment when he would be killed. A climb up the hill awaited them. 6 years ago, half of the participants dropped out there. Now the situation was repeating. A huge portion of the players were eliminated. Raymond realized that he had no room for error, which only made the climb harder. Luckily for him, Peter did not let him slow down and advised him to pour water over his head. At the top of the hill, Raymond began to slow down. Peter told him that he must not do that and had to wait for his breathing to stabilize. Raymond apologized for his harsh words. A new day began. Peter admitted that he had stopped believing in his victory. It was not the strongest who survived. Otherwise, he would have had a good chance. Something inside their minds gave them strength, and he did not have it. When the time came, he would simply sit down. But not before Barkovich quit. He would definitely outlast him. At this point, only 18 people remained. The chance of winning was more than 5%. By the 67th mile, Raymond cleared one of his warnings. It turned out that the rider, Harkness, had twisted his ankle long ago and kept walking through the pain. But now, his journey had come to an end. The major congratulated them. They had covered 150 kilometers. The prize was very close. Stebbins' health was getting worse and worse. He said that every spring he developed allergies. Suddenly, one participant tried to escape, and he was immediately removed from the race. 3 miles later, Stebbins said that he would wish for a space rocket and fly to the moon. It had long been his dream, and Hank continued chewing the same gum he had since the very start. He had a superstition: as long as the gum lived, he lived. Raymond's wish was far more ambitious. He would stop all of this. His wish would indirectly lead to change. They walked all night under the pouring rain, reaching 144 miles. The condition of the participants was getting worse. Raymond told Peter a story. His father had always taught him forbidden topics, and one day, a major came to their house, accusing the man of serious crimes, possession and distribution of forbidden materials and ideas, and he eliminated Raymond's father. When Raymond wins, he will kill the major. At the 170th mile, 2 players dropped out, and during the night, Hank left their group. Baker could not abandon his friend, but Raymond managed to force him to keep going. Day 4. Only 6 players remained. They learned that Hank had a wife and promised that the winner would share the prize money with her. Barkovich began losing his mind, and he eliminated himself, shouting that he never truly wanted to kill that guy. By the 5th day, they had covered 278 miles. Their path would run through the town where Raymond's mother lived. Parker believed he was lucky to see his relatives, but Peter saw it as a curse. The most important thing was to keep walking and not get distracted. Already in the town, Raymond tore his shoe. Peter advised him to throw away both shoes. Otherwise, an uneven stride would drain all of his remaining strength. And then Raymond saw his mother. Something snapped in him, and he almost ran toward the sidewalk. Fortunately, Peter caught him and pulled him back onto the road, convincing him not to do it in front of her, not to let her witness that. At the 306th mile, the players decided they had to stop helping each other. Parker was too exhausted to keep going. He attacked a soldier, eliminating one of them, but he died as well. At night, Baker's nose started bleeding. Raymond and Peter broke their own rule to help him continue. Still, Baker understood that his time was over. He gave them his medal and asked them to deliver it to his grandmother, after which he stepped out of the game. At the 326th mile, Stebbins dropped out, but walking beside them had been an honor for him. Only Raymond and Peter were left alive. When they reached the city, Peter suddenly stopped. Second warning, he wanted to surrender so that Raymond could return to his loved ones, but Raymond forced him to keep going. A little later, Peter did not notice that Raymond had stopped. Raymond had 3 warnings, which meant he would be eliminated. Peter did not understand why he had done that. Raymond replied that he did not see the light, but Peter did, and that meant Peter deserved to win. Peter fell to his knees and began to cry. The major asked Peter what he wanted to wish for. Peter asked the soldier to give him a weapon so he could pass it on to his children. The major, knowing about Peter's dreams to make the world better, did not sense any threat and allowed the soldier to hand over the weapon. But now, Peter wanted to eliminate the major. Even though the major tried to convince him not to waste his wish on such nonsense, Peter could no longer be persuaded. This is where the film comes to an end. Thank you for watching until the end.